You don't feel lost because you don't know who you are. You feel lost because you became who you had to be to survive. Somewhere along the way, you stopped being yourself and started becoming what people needed you to be. The quiet one, the strong one, the one who doesn't break. And now you don't recognize your own thoughts anymore because the version of you that the world sees was built in survival, not in truth. And here's the part no one tells you. You can spend your entire life being loved for someone you never truly were. You function, you show up, you smile, but inside, something feels disconnected, like you're watching your own life from a distance. You laugh at the right moments, you say the right things, you do what's expected. But when you're alone, there's a silence that feels too loud. And no matter how much you achieve, it never feels like it's actually you achieving it. Because deep down, you don't feel seen. Not because people ignore you, but because they only know the version you created to survive. Your personality wasn't fully chosen. It was adapted, built from environments that required you to shrink, or perform, or stay silent. Your brain learned something powerful very early. Be who they need, or risk losing connection. So you adjusted. You became agreeable, strong, invisible. Not because that's who you are, but because that's what kept you safe. And over time, you stopped questioning it, because survival patterns don't feel like survival anymore. They feel like identity. Look at your life closely. Do you struggle to say no? Do you overthink simple conversations? Do you feel guilty for resting? Do you feel like you have to earn love instead of just receiving it? That's not personality. That's conditioning. And maybe you don't speak up because you learned your voice wasn't safe. You overgive because you learned love had a price. You stay quiet because conflict once meant rejection. And now, you call this who you are. But it isn't. But here's where it gets deeper. There's a version of you that never had to perform to be accepted. A version that didn't overthink every word, didn't apologize for existing, didn't feel like a burden. That version didn't disappear. It was buried, hidden under years of adaptation. And most people never meet that version of themselves again. Not because it's gone, but because facing it means questioning everything they built. There was a girl. Everyone admired her. Strong, reliable, always there. But one night, she sat in silence and realized something terrifying. If I stop being useful, will anyone stay? And that question broke her, because she realized people loved what she did, not who she was. And maybe that question lives inside you too, hidden, quiet, but always there. You were never too much. You were just surrounded by people who couldn't hold your depth. So you learned to shrink. You learned to filter yourself, to adjust your tone, to soften your truth. Not because you're weak, but because you were adapting to survive emotionally. And the hardest part is this: the world rewarded that version of you, which made it even harder to let it go. But let me say something that might change everything. What if your personality is not your identity, but your defense system? What if the strong version of you is actually the most tired version? What if the reason you feel disconnected is because you've been performing your entire life, and the moment you stop, everything feels unfamiliar, not because it's wrong, but because it's real? This is why you feel empty sometimes, even when everything seems fine, because your soul doesn't recognize the life you're living. It recognizes patterns, not truth. You built a life based on survival, not alignment. And now, there's a quiet voice inside you saying, "This isn't me." But you ignore it, because listening to it means everything might have to change. The Bible says in Psalm 139, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made, not adapted, not performed, not constructed to please others, made." That means your true identity existed before the world shaped you, before expectations, before pressure, before survival. And maybe this feeling you have is not confusion. It's your soul remembering who you were before you became what the world needed. Healing doesn't start when you fix yourself. It starts when you realize you were never broken. You were conditioned. And once you see that, everything begins to shift. Your reactions, your thoughts, your choices. Because now you're no longer acting from survival. You're starting to choose from awareness. And that changes everything. Not all at once, but enough for you to feel it. Like something inside you is finally waking up. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You need to reconnect to the version of you that existed before fear taught you who to be. The one that felt freely, spoke honestly, existed fully. That version is still there, waiting, not to be created, but to be uncovered. And the moment you reconnect with that, you stop performing and start living. And for the first time in a long time, you feel something real again. Not perfect, but true. So let me ask you something. If you removed everything you learned just to survive, who would you be? Not what you do, not what people expect, not what keeps you accepted, but who you really are, beneath all of it. Because maybe you're not lost, you're just buried under versions of yourself that were never meant to be permanent. And if this resonated with you, don't ignore it. Because this might be the moment you stop surviving and finally start becoming who you were always meant to be. If this hit you, comment this.